level of their intensity. So credit to my kids. I'm super proud of them. I'm really excited for the jump that they made, and I'm hoping that will carry over and continue our climb. We now made a kind of a commitment, like the effort that we gave at Traverse City Central Thursday has to be our floor. There's no going below that. We know we can get better, but we can't ever take our foot off the gas in regard to our effort and intensity. And we were able to do some things Thursday to, particularly on the defensive end, to kind of frustrate Central a little bit and get out of there with a win.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned McBain and Petoskey. Both of those games were on the road. And, you know, Bruce Coltman at McBain, he's been there a long time, has a great program that has, develops really good basketball players. And that Petoskey team this year is rebuilt with a couple of transfers. That's a really good team as well.
Yeah, I'll talk about McBain first. When right going into Christmas break for McBain, they lost a game to Beale City, and I was able to watch that game on film a few times, and it did not look like a normal McBain team. And then I get to McBain that Friday, January 2nd, and I have what I consider a really good and special relationship with Coach Koopman, and he kind of confided in me that they had hit some rock bottom the day before that Beale game, and he was not thrilled with the way they played in that Beale game. And it kind of put me on my heels like, oh, God, if our kids aren't ready, I know his kids are going to be ready. And they took it to us right out of the gate. From Jump Street, I did not have our kids prepared. Our kids were not ready for the intensity and physicality of that game, and it showed pretty early. And then you go to Petoskey and Coach Tam. Obviously, they were really, really solid prior to Braden Flynn and Ryder Bartell coming in. But
right.
Add those two to the mix, 2,000-point scorers, and that's a pretty scary team as well. And a lot like McBain, and honestly like Traverse City Central, they play so doggone hard as well. Like, our kids were not ready. And I kind of feel like the meeting we had with our kids and the practice we had Wednesday going into TC Central was similar to what Coach Koopman mentioned over the Christmas break after their Beale game. And it kind of got our guys re-energized, refocused. And I often wonder after our Thursday game, had we played with the intensity that we played against Central, against McBain, in Petoskey, what that outcome might have been. So we can't go back and look, but we can only learn from what we did before, and hopefully that is a springboard going forward for us.
Well, Coach, when you are a young team and you've got a lot of question marks, I guess the first area to focus is defense and intensity.
Yeah, and I know talking with you guys over the last handful of years, that's kind of where we hang our hat.
Yeah.
And if you go back and look at some of the scores that we didn't fare so well in the outcome, McBain scoring 65, Petoskey scoring high 60s, like, that's not where we want to live, and we will struggle to get to that point differential. So to give up 47 points as TC Central, that's much more in our wheelhouse, or where we feel comfortable playing. So I don't want to say we refocused or rededicated to that, because it's always been a focus for us, but I think our kids are now understanding, now that we have 6 or 7 games of results and data to show, look, guys, if we're going to play in the 60s, we're not going to love the results of the scoreboard at the end of the game. But if we do this, this, and this, and we can keep it in the 50s, we have a fighting chance. And I think our young kids are starting to understand that. And they only can play as hard as they think they're playing, but we know that they can take it to another level. And if we can continue to get our young kids to continue to grow in their effort and intensity, I think we'll be in a lot of basketball games. So that's an exciting thing as a coach to see us grow.
It is, Coach. And next on the schedule is the team you played in the first game of the season, a Mount Pleasant team you only gave up 28 points to.
Yeah.
So if you have that same kind of defensive effort there, it should be good things in the Cadillac gym.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Coach Shell's team again. Obviously, they haven't lost a game since we played them on opening night. Now, make no mistake about it, they were 48 hours removed from a state championship football game when we played them that night.
True, yes.
And their team is going to look significantly different. And their toughness level has already raised. I've watched them a bunch of times, and they have a couple of their guys that were very, very, very key contributors to their football run that are now playing that did not play that first game. So while I love where our team is at, it's going to be a significantly different game.
Right.
And I'm excited to see where it is, because that will have implications come February and March when we get into the district play, because they are in our district. We'll kind of get a look at them, and they'll get a look at us to see what the future might hold 6 or 8 weeks down the line.
Right, Coach. Basketball movements and basketball conditioning a whole lot different than football movements and conditioning.
There's no doubt about it. And honestly, talking with Coach Shell that night, he had a couple kids that didn't play that wanted to play, and he said, "I want you to rest." Like an adult got in the way of an 18-year-old kid and said, "Hey, we know better. Your body needs to recover and rest more than worrying about winning a basketball game in the beginning of December." So I thought it was a really smart move on his part and did the right thing by taking care of his team as they're looking for the future. And right now I think they're 7 or 8-1. So the decisions he's made are definitely the right ones, and I'm excited for them to come to our gym. To be frank and kind of jokingly, I'm excited to play a home game. We've only had one home game in our first 7 games, and that was against Traverse City West. So to finally not have to get out of buses for an old guy like me is refreshing, I can tell you that.
Coach, what do you do to improve your team's defensive intensity? It can get difficult, to continue to have your second team guarding your first team and vice versa. A lot of times you get, especially with a younger team, you can't really improve them much. I don't know how much film you're breaking down and trying to apply that, what you need to do to be successful against your next opponent.
Yeah, so I think that's a team by a year-by-year basis, right? Last year we had 8 seniors that were really, really dialed in and that had been with us for a while, and we gave them way more scouting, way more film, way more analytics than we've given our team this year. Strictly because I don't necessarily know our kids are ready for us to be able to digest that and put it to work in the game. Oftentimes I wonder, are we, paralysis by analysis, right? Giving them too much. So we've really tried to make a conscious effort to dial that back, particularly because we haven't played well. I mean, we played, in my opinion, 2 games out of 7 that I thought we played really good in. So we're trying to focus more on us. To your point about the defensive end of the things, we've actually broke it down more. We played some short-sided games where it's like some disadvantage work, so 2-on-2, 3-on-3, and we're trying to build from the base and getting to that 5-on-5 defensive thing. And we haven't been great at it yet, but we're onto something. We feel like as a staff we've maybe found something that has helped us. Now, we could go out Tuesday and not play good again, and everything we did Thursday at Traverse City Central, that 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Right. We're hopeful that doesn't happen, but I'm a drill-driven coach. Like, we drill, and a lot of the stuff we drill is basic stuff. But we feel like if we continue to drill it and it becomes second nature, and we're not asking our kids to think but more react because they've drilled it so much, then you're onto something. So we're not there yet, but I think we're hopeful that we're on our way.
Yeah, Coach, also just looking at your schedule, the following week you have Alpena at home, and that's a team that I just saw the other night on Thursday night. I tell you what, they have a freshman guard in Brighton Norstrand. The kid, he's only about 5'11". That kid can play as a freshman.
Yeah, I'll give some credit to Coach Neff. I've got a chance to kind of develop a relationship with him, and he's the right guy at the right time at the right place for that school and that program. Yeah. There's all kinds of excitement there. He's got Brighton is a fantastic kid. He's going to be a first-team Big North player before it's all said and done. Yeah. And he's got guys that are buying in, and they're going to be a problem over the next handful of years for sure. And I think, like, no disrespect to Coach Pintar who walked away, but going to Alpena or having Alpena come to you, I don't want to say it was a give-me game because it wasn't, because Coach Pintar was always have his guys playing really tough, but the level of talent wasn't there the last handful of years, and now there's some excitement there. And you're right. I know Traverse City West ended up getting out of there with a decent-sized margin of victory, but
much closer than it appeared on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
They can shoot
a little bit.
Yeah, they can shoot the ball, Coach.
No doubt about it. You're right. Brennan Nostrand is going to be a really good player. I've got a chance to watch him a little bit on the AAU circuit, chasing some kids around. So, yeah, that's going to be a problem over the next handful of years.
It's just crazy how these kids now, 14 years old, coming into the league and they stand out. It's just amazing to see this.
It's still rare. It's still pretty rare.
I've said it. Over the last 6 or 8 years, the overall level of talent in Northern Michigan, and I kind of define Northern Michigan like Cedar Springs across north. The overall level of talent has improved so much over the last 7-8 years from when I started in Cadillac. It's because there's more opportunities. Kids are working harder at it. If you want me to be frank, parents are a little bit more crazy than they were 8 or 10 years ago, where they're putting kids in position, driving them all over the place to playing games like that. Right. So while it's fun and exciting to see, it is a scary thing as well.
Yeah, I've known a lot of parents that take their kids to AAU down to the Grand Rapids circuit, which then opens up all the Midwest. They go to Indiana, they go to Illinois. So, yeah, they're playing big-time basketball against really good players.
No doubt about it. And iron sharpens iron. Isn't that the term, right? So the better competition you play, like we play Greenville next Friday. Greenville is I've watched them. They are a darn good basketball team. I've got to listen to Coach Visser talk a few times. Like, they're going to give us all we want and more. But to me, I'd rather go down there, and even if we come out on the short end of it on the scoreboard side, we will be better for having played that game regardless if we win or lose it, and that's kind of the idea.
Exactly. All right, Ryan, we really appreciate you joining us here. Every time I send you a text, you're ready to come on the show. We wish you all the best against Mount Pleasant and Greenville next week, and we'll definitely have you on here in another week or so.
Guys, I appreciate it, and I'm always honored when you ask me to do it, and I'll say it again like I say it every time. I appreciate everything you guys do for the kids in Northern Michigan. You guys have a great week.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll see you. Ryan Benzenberg of the Cadillac Vikings. Yeah, JC, just a different kind of season for Coach Benzenberg right now. You know what I mean? He's used to so much success, maybe having 1 or 2 losses during the regular season, and right now going through some growing pains, but it's life and times in public school, you know?
Well, you know, the lack of experience. I know a couple of those kids played or were on the team as freshmen.
Yeah.
All but one of them not getting a lot of minutes.
Right.
You never know the next year. You know, the kids, hopefully they improve, but the problem is the mesh.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And when you have a team like Cadillac that it tries to start defense first, you got to have 5 people playing defense.
Yes. You have one weak link in that 5, and they'll notice and they'll attack it.
That's what I was kind of asking them. It can be difficult. You know, you can come up with drills and, you know, work to getting over screens and how all of that stuff breaks out. But when you're doing it against your own kids all the time, it's...
You're able to develop their tendencies. You know them so well.
100%.
And then you go into the game on a Tuesday or Friday night, and all of a sudden,
like Petoskey,
this kid's a little quicker than our guy.
And this is not the way that we run our. You know, we haven't seen this type of action before.
Right.
You know, that's what I was talking about. I know we're going to talk to Coach Johnson from TC Central. But you know, a good defense will throw you out of your offense.
Absolutely.
And then you got to figure out how you're going to score points.
You're scrambling.
Yeah. So and that's what Coach Benzenberg, I think, likes to do is disruption. Mm-hmm. But when that doesn't happen,
with his length in the past years, and they still moved fairly well for the length they had.
But when people are in their offense, when you're playing against a team that your defense isn't that effective against, things don't look so good.
No, that's for sure. All right, when we come back, we're going to have head coach of the Gaylord St. Mary's Lady Snowbirds, Pat Schultz. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howey, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord is proud to help you tackle every season with total confidence. Whether you hit the trails in a rugged Silverado or explore Northern Michigan in a fuel-efficient Equinox, Wernig has the perfect Chevy for you. The Weirnig Quick Lube conveniently keeps you on the road, and if something more serious happens, the award-winning service department will find the problem and fix it fast. Visit ChevyCentral.com or in Gaylord at Jim Weirnig Chevy. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
It's the one you've been waiting for. The Gaylord Gardner White Furniture Year-End Savings Event. Take an extra 30% off the already great prices on furniture in every department. Get up to 60% off on mattresses. Wow! Have family coming? Shop now and buy in-stock items and get free same-day delivery. Gaylord Gardner White on M32 across from Meyer. Same owners, same place, all new attitude. Some restrictions apply. See your Gaylord Gardner White associate for more details.
Winter driving can be treacherous. No matter how well you drive, accidents happen. Get back on the road fast when you choose Jim's. Since 1986, Jim's Collision in Roscommon has been getting people back on the road when the unexpected happens. If an accident isn't traumatic enough, working with insurance companies can make it worse. No worries, Jim's Collision will handle your insurance claim too. Certified technicians, award-winning service, and clearly your best choice in collision repairs. ChooseJims.com. That's ChooseJims.com.
The Kalkaska Kings bring professional hockey to your own backyard. All the hockey excitement, skating, the goals, and the hits for a fraction of the price of the NHL at the nearby Kalkaska Coliseum. Just $10 or $5 for seniors and students. The Kalkaska Kings are leading the league, so cheer them on this winter at the cozy Coliseum. Check out the Kalkaska Kings on Facebook for the schedule, scores, and stats. See you rinkside at the Coliseum for Kalkaska Kings action.
Brr, it's downright frigid out there.
No kidding. But I've got just the thing to warm you up. Shanty Creek is serving up something hot.
Really? Like what?
This winter at Shanty Creek Resort, book a minimum 2-night stay at the Lakeview Hotel and receive half-off lift tickets. No blackout dates, and the hotel has stunning views of northern Michigan's winter wonderland. This stay and ski package is perfect for any winter getaway.
Half off ski and amazing winter views? I'm sold.
The perfect ski hamlet for the whole family. Get cozy at Shanty Creek Resort, shantycreek.com.
Stop in to Jim Warnick GMC to check out all the new GMC models. From the smooth and quiet ride of the GMC Sierra to a great selection of SUVs to include the Acadia, Terrain, and Yukon. No matter what your needs and budget, you'll find the right GMC to check all the boxes. All this and an amazing service department, sales team, and finance group makes shopping Jim Warnick GMC in Gaylord the best choice. Visit WarnickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig, Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of the Gaylord St. Mary's Lady Snowbirds, Pat Schultz. And Pat, you still got those Lady Snowbirds rolling along. You're 6-0 here in early part of January. But looks like you guys, the games will be changing a little bit here as you're going to host Petoskey coming up next week.
Yeah, it's going to be the competition level.
Yeah,
ramps up in a hurry here in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I mean we've played some decent teams, but we are stepping up. Obviously, a couple steps up in division and a couple steps up in size and talent and numbers. So yeah, Monday is going to be a real big challenge, but we kind of want to schedule teams like that as much as we can, just to kind of give us that postseason feel, because that would be, I mean, they're Division I or Division II team, but that's like if they were Division IV, that would be a quarterfinal, semifinal kind of a team. Right. So we need to get that feel.
Yeah, Coach, because, just looking at this, not seeing you guys play yet this year, but looking at the scores, really, the only time you guys have been truly challenged was that first game of the year in that 49-43 win against Harbor Springs. And then every game since then looks like you guys have really kind of taken care of business.
Yeah, the girls have, they had a real good off season. They worked pretty hard. They've been in the weight room for quite a while. Actually, I'm standing in the weight room right now, and they're all in the weight room. We're getting their lifts in. So they've worked real hard. So, yeah, the Harbor Springs game was difficult. We, didn't close that one out as well as we should have. But the other games, our defense we're really placing an emphasis on defense and our half-court man. Really repping that a lot in practice, a lot more than we have in years past, to kind of tighten things up because, again, like on Monday, they have a couple real good posts, and they have a bunch of kids that can spot up from the 3-point line, and it's going to be a real difficult matchup. As soon as you favor one of those two, they get it into the other, and it's hard. They physically are a much more dominant team than us, so we just, technically and schematically have got to put our bodies in the right spot and hope our conditioning and our athleticism counts for something.
Well, should I ask the question, Coach, about zone then?
Well, yes, we've been working on a little bit of that. We've been throwing the last couple of games. We've been throwing in a little matchup zone, a 1-1-3 matchup zone.
Okay.
We're not there yet. I don't want to put too much of it out there on film.
No, it's all right.
We're going to throw it out towards the end of the year. But yeah, we've been working on that. The slides they're a little unique in that zone. It's not a 1-3-1, and it's like nothing else. So we're trying to work those slides out and make sure we're solid with it before we put it in a big game. Because if everyone's not on the same page, you can look really stupid. So we're trying to get it squared away.
Do we need to bring in Jim Boeheim, Coach, to help you with that 1-3-1?
Well, maybe, yes, maybe. Give me another couple weeks with it, and if it's still not going well, I might need a phone number.
No, I made my bones being a straight-up defender, but especially when a St. Mary's is playing a team that's got superior size and maybe a little bit more athleticism, then I don't see how you can't look at throwing zone in every once in a while, because just to screw up a possession or two.
Well, I mean, more than anything, and you kind of touched on it. People can, no matter what you run, even if you run it well, people can get into a rhythm against it. Whether it's our full court man, which I think we're one of the best full court man teams
100%
up here,
always have.
But that being said, even an average team will find a rhythm against it. So I mean, if nothing else, that zone is a rhythm breaker. And like you said, a possession here, a dead ball, just something to A, maybe give your legs a rest from the full court stuff we do, and B, to give them a different look so they don't have 20 possessions to find how they want to break it. We have to kind of break things up a little bit.
Yeah.
You're
right, 100%. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know we've been on this for 2 years. Yeah, I'm almost there. Almost there.
I love it. Now, Coach, checking out the Ski Valley right now, it's you and Inland Lakes, both at 6-0, 5-0 in league play. And, of course, you don't play them for a couple of weeks yet, but looks like they're playing some good ball as well.
They are, yeah. They're kind of the same team they were last year. They lost a senior who was good, but it looks like they've had some numbers and some bodies they've kind of put up into that spot and kind of filled that role. Monday's game will definitely go a long way in helping us face them. Central Lake is not a bad team either. They're kind of big. I mean, everyone is a little bit bigger than us. So, we need these kind of tough physical games so we can learn how to grind some things out. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be, we're going to worry about Monday, and then we'll worry about the things after that.
Yeah. Coach, through those first 6 games, who are some of the kids that have really played well for you?
Well, our senior leaders have really stepped up, and in the off season, and it's kind of carried right into the season. Kaylee Jeffers, Peyton Glasby, Emery Blues, Talira Cook, my 4 seniors have really kind of stepped up and shown that they can be leaders in the weight room, on the court, and off. As far as carrying the bulk of the load, we're real specific about the roles we have for kids. So not everyone's a scorer. Not everyone, has the same skill set. So we rely on certain kids to do certain things. And, that the 1-2 punch of Kaylee and Peyton for the, offensive side of the ball, as far as it goes, scoring, those two are, a couple of the best players in Northern Michigan. So it's really nice to have them. It kind of opens up your playbook a little bit. And they work real hard. So they are reaping what they've sown. So I'm happy to see, the things that they've accomplished so far, and hopefully we can maybe make a little bit deeper run than we did last year.
Yeah, for sure, Coach. That's you've had a lot of success, and I know you've relied a lot on the outside shooting, and you're a little bit bigger than you have been in the past, but you've really had this ladies team playing well the last few years.
Yeah, we do kind of trend a little bit bigger on the JV side, and our 8th grade has some bigger kids. So as much as I love the style that we have, you got to play the hand you dealt. So we will get through this year doing what we're doing, but when next year rolls around, and we might have to revamp the strategy.
Coach, other than being, trying to be more aggressive than your opponent, what are some of the things that you try to do with the gals to get some rebounds against teams that are, larger than you?
Well, I mean, that comes. We're never going to be bigger, hardly, than any of the teams that we've played. So, I mean, position and technique is never more important than it is when you play those kind of games when you physically aren't dominant. So, I mean, and we talk about rebounding and we work on that daily. And again, there's a technique to just about every part of the game. So we really work on our technique. Tagging somebody, releasing and going to the ball, and we want to send at least 4 to the paint when the shot goes up. We're conscious of where the ball is being shot from. The percentages tell you where the ball is going to go, so we try to overload those spots. It becomes you can't just, when the shot goes up, you can't just hope, everyone run to the paint and kind of look up and hope you're going to out-jump people, because we never out-jump people. Right. We've got to kind of out-technique them and outwork them. So that's kind of our plan as far as that goes.
Most of the time up here, a lot of rebounding has to do with with your hands, trying to get your hands to get in front of the player that you're guarding or the player that you're trying to out rebound. Do you find yourself getting those calls, or is that pretty much officials let that alone?
Well, I think you see a little bit of both with the officiating we have. We have good officials up here, but I mean sometimes, we are. If we lose position, we really have to scrap and fight to kind of get around. And officials, it's weird. Being that we're smaller, I don't know if they give us the benefit of the doubt or really swimming through some stuff. Yeah. And they see us working and they appreciate the hustle, maybe, or they feel sorry for us. Exactly. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Or prep them a little bit in advance, right? Hey, our girls.
Right.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that's a good coach. Work those officials before the game even starts.
We need to do this. Yes. I mean, come on.
That's the worst part of my game, other than the whole zone defense thing. I'd never say jack to the officials, and there is an art to talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I just don't say anything. So there's an art to working a referee in the sense that, talking to them, and I'm not there yet. I got to work on the X's and O's. When I get that down, I'll start working on the other parts.
Get a player or two to do it for you. That's
yeah, that's true. I should delegate a little bit better.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right, Pat. Well, we appreciate you joining us here on the Scoreboard Show. Best of luck. It's going to be a great matchup at St. Mary's on Monday night against Petoskey. That should be a good one.
That's going to be a great game. We've been looking forward to this one ever since it was put on the schedule, so we'll see. I know I can tell you one thing. I can't tell you what the score is going to be, but I know that we will work absolutely as hard as we possibly can.
That's not a surprise, Coach.
No surprise at all. All right, best of luck, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Pat Schultz of the Gaylord St. Mary's Ladies Snowbirds.
I kind of asked that question because I've been watching a little bit of more basketball, high school basketball on video, and then obviously I watch college and the Pistons. It seems like physical basketball they're allowing it again.
Exactly, it's kind of come back a little bit more. Yes,
I mean the Pistons are one of the most physical teams in the NBA. Michigan is really physical on defense.
I've always referred to it as like Big Ten basketball because it's more physical.
I think I've seen that in the few games that I've seen on Central. Their officials are letting more and more go, which for me,
it's good.
I'm great for that. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think what I mean by playing defense with your hands.
Yes.
For a while there, if you put your hand on somebody to get that space, they'd call a foul on you all the time. Yeah.
You're just like, come on.
But I'm gratified to see that that's not happening nearly as much.
And occasionally I'll still see when people are playing defense if they don't have their hands up still. And that it kind of drives me crazy as a fundamental. It's just like, how can you not have your hands at least to the side where you're covering up passing lanes, something to gain a benefit against the opposing player?
Well, I always like to do it, especially in high school. If you're guarding somebody with the ball and you're really handsy, it distracts them.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
they're more concerned about the ball security and all that. Yeah, for sure.
Or breaking up a passing lane.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, when we come back, we're going to have the head coach of Traverse City Central, Luke Johnson. You are listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. I need to get real with you about ice safety. I've been there, thinking the ice was solid without actually checking it myself. I rolled a razor and the ice gave way instantly. I was trapped in my harness, struggling to get free, and water rushing in. I was pulled out just as the machine disappeared into the water. It almost cost me everything. I've already seen sleds and ORVs breaking through the lakes across northern Michigan. Don't trust old tracks and don't trust luck. A snowmobile might float over a weak spot that an ORV will punch right through. Ice thickness changes by the foot, especially near springs, currents, and with this crazy weather we've been having. If you haven't put a spud or an auger to it yourself, you have no business being out there. Remember, no ice is safe. You should always ride with a buddy, and if you're slightly unsure, stay on the land trails. No shortcut or thrill on ice is worth a recovery mission or worse. Stay smart, stay dry, and don't leave your trash. Leave a good impression. And visit upnorthsportsradio.com to keep up with Michigan trails.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it. Take on the most challenging winter conditions with the Toro Power Max 826 snowblower. Self-propelled with 6 speeds forward and 2 speeds in reverse, lets you go at your own pace. The Power Max has triggerless steering, night vision, and anti-clogging system. This snowblower is the total package. Head to your local Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit, or visit OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord is proud to help you tackle every season with total confidence. Whether you hit the trails in a rugged Silverado or explore northern Michigan in a fuel-efficient Equinox, Wernig has the perfect Chevy for you. The Wernig Quick Lube conveniently keeps you on the road, and if something more serious happens, the award-winning service department will find the problem and fix it fast. Visit ChevyCentral.com or in Gaylord at Jim Wernig Chevy. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Think you know football? Go head-to-head for prizes with the Traverse City Record Eagles' own pro, senior sports writer James Cook. Pick your winners for every Sunday NFL matchup at record-eagle.com. If you beat James, you'll be entered to win a weekly prize from our Record Eagle sponsors. Make your picks each week, plus get contest rules and details at record-eagle.com/NFL Pick'em. Can you show up one of Northern Michigan's most trusted sports voices? James Cook's NFL Sunday Pick'em at record-eagle.com.
Being a caregiver to my mom has its challenges, like managing her health insurance. With her health issues, I need to make sure she's properly covered. One call to Mark Ponder at Health Insurance Advisors put my mind at ease. He reviewed all of her health insurance from Medicare to supplemental and got her what she needed at the price she could afford. If you're a responsible caregiver for someone you love, call Mark at 800-947-3271. 800-947-3271. I'm glad I called, and you will be too.
The crushing industrial platinum of Filter. Friday, March 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort with special guests Finger 11 and Local Age. Tickets start at $43 and on sale now at the box office and etix.com. Showtime 7:30. Filter with Finger 11 and Local Age. March 27th at Soaring Eagle Casino. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
It's winter. Are you prepared? At Outdoor Equipment Co., they've got everything from the brands you trust to take on the snow. From Snow X and Boss plows and salters to rugged Cub Cadet, Husqvarna, and Toro snowblowers. And OECO has the accessories, parts, and service to keep your gear running like new, even if you didn't buy it from them. Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. Head to OutdoorEquipCo.com for brands available at each location. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Stop in to Jim Warnick GMC to check out all the new GMC models, from the smooth and quiet ride of the GMC Sierra to a great selection of SUVs to include the Acadia, Terrain, and Yukon. No matter what your needs and budget, you'll find the right GMC to check all the boxes. All this in an amazing service department, sales team, and finance group makes shopping Jim Warnick GMC in Gaylord the best choice. Visit WarnickGMC.com. GMC. We are professional grade. It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. miarmyguard.com. Congratulations to the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio's High School Scoreboard Show. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com.
It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week. Honors this week go to Colin Rademacher of the Traverse City Central Trojans. Congratulations, Colin. Sergeant Travis Schuttler, Michigan Army National Guard recruiter for the Traverse City area, will be dropping by Traverse City Central High with some National Guard swag just for you. Visit miarmyguard.com to set your career in motion.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of the Traverse City Central Trojans, Coach Luke Johnson. And Luke, congratulations before we get into the team aspect of everything. Congratulations on Colin Rademacher being named the National Guard Student Athlete of the Week.
Yeah, thank you. Very deserving. Colin's had a really good stretch for us here coming out of the break, and very well deserving.
Yeah, Coach, I mean, when you sent me in the stats, for him, for that Rockford game, scoring 19 points against one of the best teams in the whole state in Rockford, and then coming back with 24 against another high-quality foe. I mean, and if all as a sophomore, this kid is really playing well for you.
Yeah, he is. He had, like you said, 24 against Reese Puffer. He had 19 against Rockford. And then he backs it up with 31 against West. And just a kind of an energizer bunny for us. A kid that just has a motor that just keeps going, and when he gets it going, he's a lot of fun to watch.
Right. Coach, speaking of that West game, when we spoke to James Cook yesterday, and when we talked to him, he said that Colin had 31 in that contest. I was really surprised because obviously I was there, and I just thought it was a real quiet 31, to be honest with you.
Yeah, going 11 of 12 from the free throw line, that helps.
It sure does.
Right? You get to the line that many times and you make them, that helps. So 30-year points are from the free throw line, and I think it was quiet because we were, unfortunately quiet as a team throughout the game. So, but yeah, he played really well for us.
Yeah.
Coach, is that part of his game? Does he go to the line a lot like that?
I would say he tries to.
Okay. That's good.
I know you guys talked about physicality on the show just a few minutes ago, and that's something that he tries to get to the free throw line and tries to get to the rim. I think personally he should get a couple more calls, but he doesn't, and that's something that I think he's a young kid. He's a sophomore. I think he'll learn to kind of take contact a little bit better and finish around the rim, but also hopefully learn to use his body and get into people to draw those fouls. So I think it's part of his game that's still developing.
Yeah. Coach, real quick, I know Rockford was the first team that you saw, or actually the second team you saw coming out of break after the Reese Puffer game. What did you think of that Rockford team?
Other than they're really good.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really hard to find another team in the state that's better than them. Just hands down. They have everything, all the pieces. They have a number of guys that can shoot it, from their big guys to their guards.
Right.
They don't miss. They have bigs that can go play underneath and play with their back to the basket, which you don't see a lot of nowadays.
For sure.
And obviously we're hindered in that aspect without anybody over 6'2" or 3 on our team. And so they're just a really well-rounded team. And obviously Kyle does a great job of coaching them and running things to their strength.
Yeah, they play East Lansing tonight down in this
showcase.
This showcase.
That's incredible.
If I didn't have something going on in Gaylord, I would have driven down there right after this, because my alma mater's playing Grand Rapids Northview and Wayne Memorial versus Mesquite. I mean, like the whole top 10 is
so
playing
who's who?
each other. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Rockford. If you look at their schedule, they've done that through the first half of the season. They've went to Detroit and they've went to Lansing and they went to, and they're playing these teams, which quite frankly they need to. Instead of coming up and beating up on us by 30 and 40.
Right.
But I mean, it's great for our kids. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not afraid to schedule them. But it's fun to see high school basketball at that level. And hopefully getting all those teams in one gym is a really cool event.
Yeah, and it's good for your kids. I mean, it's okay to get your butt handed to you every once in a while, especially as the season wears on and you're like, well, I wonder what we do against them now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's great for kids in northern Michigan in general to get out of northern Michigan, right? And to see what the Grand Rapids, the Saginaw's, the Detroits, the Lansings, like there's some really good basketball and honestly really good athletes out there. So it's really good for our kids, West and Central, to be able to see that type of basketball and that type of athleticism.
Yeah, Coach, that's because after you saw him Friday night, West played him on Saturday, and I got to see exactly what you saw, Coach. I mean, you don't see a weakness on that team from Rockford. They play basketball as a team almost to like perfection.
Yeah, and you look at their roster and shoot, they got a freshman and 2 sophomores up too. And it's like, and they play, and they're just pretty dominant from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Coach, going to the Central game a couple of days ago, it seemed like, I don't know if you were just had an off night or West really had you guys very well defended. It was other than Evan going to the free throw line all the time. It seemed like your offense was way out of whack.
Yeah, it was strange. We had a strange week, is the best way for me to put it. I felt like that we weren't in sync all week.
Okay.
And honestly, we practiced that way. And we're doing some things to try to get out of this funk. We're not catching passes cleanly. We're passing the guys that are cutting it and throwing it at their feet, or throwing it to somebody cutting and thinking they're staying in the corner, and it's just off. Our timing's been off. And I've sent our guys some clips and watched some things, on the internet and things, just trying to find an answer. And, it really boils down to it's January, right? Like, it's the beginning of January. We don't necessarily need to be playing our best basketball now. This is a blip on the radar. We got 6 or 7 weeks to go. And hopefully, we can right this ship and get things pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, Coach, and on the schedule coming up next for you guys, you have Midland and Sault Ste. Marie, both teams that are kind of struggling to find some wins. So, Coach, it might be maybe kind of a good recipe to kind of get the kids back in sync again and feel some success here.
Yeah. We definitely look at our schedule, and unfortunately, we just can't take teams lightly. We need to be able to continue to compete and get better. There's some things we need to clean up and do better. But yeah, you're right. We can definitely get a couple wins here, hopefully in the next couple weeks, and get back on the right track.
Yeah, no question about it. There,
Coach, is that a function of the team being out of sync, or did you introduce some new offensive concepts and the kids are having trouble with it? What can you take? I mean, obviously you're thinking about it, so what kind of jumps off at you?
It's strange. Basketball is strange, and the season in itself is strange, in my opinion, because you start your season, you play for a month, you play some games, and then all of a sudden they throw 2 weeks of vacation in there, right?
Right.
Like, we had some kids that were gone, for a week, over break, and we just were pretty sporadic as far as how we practiced.
Sure.
I think playing back, coming off of a 2-week break where we were kind of disjointed in our practices and having to play back-to-back nights can take some things out of kids. Trying to get up for, obviously a number 1 or number 2 team in the state, depending on how you look at them.
Right.
And then having to come back and have a rivalry game, the first game out of that break, and you're back into school, and we got some kids that are fighting some illnesses. And
Okay,
that's fair. I just think it's kind of unfortunately, everything just happened at once, right?
Right,
For us.
okay.
And so I think we'll get back into a rhythm. We'll get some kids healthy, and hopefully we'll get the ship righted and move in the right direction.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think West played particularly good either. I don't think either of you guys are going to put that game on film and say this is a highlight.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
I was just curious. I think I know a little bit about your team, and I was surprised at some of the clinkers that you had on offensive sets.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we scored 47 on Thursday, and 50, whatever it was, 2 on Tuesday. It's like that's just not us.
Right.
That's not us. It's, we're not built that way. Just because of our size, we need to play faster, and we need to make shots, and that's what it boils down to. We need to make shots and not turn the ball over, and we didn't do that in the last 2 games, and so that's where we are.
Right.
So.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for I just trying to get a little bit more insight in it, and maybe try to find a way to help you out over the phone.
Yeah. If you got some answers, I'll take them.
Yeah, no,
I 6'8" kid. If you got one laying around, we'll take them.
Yeah, I got a 6'8" kid that can stick it in from the corner. We'll send him over.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, well, appreciate you sharing some moments with us here. Best of luck this upcoming week against Midland, Sault Ste. Marie. And, of course, go Adam Troutman in the playoffs for the Denver Broncos, Coach.
Absolutely. Go Adam Troutman, man. I'm so proud of him. Doing great. Doing great.
Yeah.
So I thank you guys for everything you do. I know that you reach out to us looking for kids, and I thank you for nominating or accepting my nomination of Colin. I think he's very deserving, and I look forward to continuing to talk with you guys.
Thanks for staying on that text chain, Coach.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Luke. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
All right. Luke Johnson of the Traverse City Central Trojans.
Yeah, we talked about that, Rich. I was shocked at how, like I said, how off kilter they looked offensively.
Right.
And kudos to Coach. They had the Rockford thing, and
The schedule is really weird this year. It's absolute. I mean, we've just played 2 games this week, and then we have a whole week off again until next Friday.
No, thanks for the heads up.
And it's just weird,
Well, that's why I said we were talking before we went to the, we had our 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
There were some teams that were actually playing over Christmas.
Yes. And I think maybe you'll see some adjustments to the schedule maybe next year to play a game or 2 during.
But it's also a rarity. But it's going to happen again next year because Christmas will be on a Friday. It's very rare that you get 2 full weeks off of school. Usually it's like a 9 to 11 day kind of thing. Obviously in college you have almost a month off, but the team it doesn't affect the athletic teams. They're playing. But I remember as a kid we always played around Christmas. Nobody was going to Florida.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Back then, no. Yeah, it's not like it is now.
No, and I miss spring breaks. Guys that were juniors and seniors went down to Florida in February. We didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. On a little similar, I feel really bad for wrestlers during their season. They got to go through Thanksgiving and Christmas, and most of them are trying to cut weight.
Yeah.
So imagine 2 big eating holidays, and you're in your wrestling mode, and you can't really, dive in. And
I can tell you from my experience, there was practice the day after Christmas.
Oh yes. Oh
yeah.
yes.
And it was you just ran gassers.
Right. Yeah.
Coach is like, I don't care.
Oh yeah. Our coach for sure just always made sure he put garbage pails at the ends of the floors just for people if they had to upcheck there because he was setting the tone for sure. So all right. We'll have more of the Northern Michigan Scoreboard when you come back. You're listening to, and we're appreciative of Jim Wernig Chevrolet of Gaylord.
Think you know football? Go head-to-head for prizes with the Traverse City Record Eagles' own pro senior sports writer, James Cook. Pick your winners for every Sunday NFL matchup at record-eagle.com. If you beat James, you'll be entered to win a weekly prize from our Record Eagle sponsors. Make your picks each week, plus get contest rules and details at record-eagle.com/NFL Pick'em. Can you show up one of Northern Michigan's most trusted sports voices? James Cook's NFL Sunday Pick'em at record-eagle.com.
Stop in to Jim Wernig GMC to check out all the new GMC models, from the smooth and quiet ride of the GMC Sierra to a great selection of SUVs to include the Acadia, Terrain, and Yukon. No matter what your needs and budget, you'll find the right GMC to check all the boxes. All this and an amazing service department, sales team, and finance group makes shopping Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord the best choice. Visit WernigGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howie, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
It's the one you've been waiting for. The Gaylord Gardner White Furniture Year-End Savings Event. Take an extra 30% off the already great prices on furniture in every department. Get up to 60% off on mattresses. Wow! Have family coming? Shop now and buy in-stock items and get free same-day delivery. Gaylord Gardner White on M32 across from Meyer. Same owners, same place, all new attitude. Some restrictions apply. See your Gaylord Gardner White associate for more details.
The Côte d'Amarie ski race is Saturday, January 17th. Don't miss your chance to be part of Northern Michigan's premier Nordic skiing adventure through the scenic hardwood trails of Hanson Hills Recreation Area in Grayling. Men's and women's points awarded for the Michigan Cup. There's even a 7.5K skate or classic course if you're new to skiing. Ski for fun, compete for prizes, and enjoy great food specials after the race. Custom gifts to the first 250 entrants. Sign up now at hansonhills.org. hansonhills.org.
You find yourself stranded.
Where am I?
That stinks, but one call to Roscommon Auto Recyclers will have you back on the road in no time at all. 24-hour towing service, a large inventory of high-quality used parts for many makes and models, ASC certified mechanics, affordable prices, and a friendly, helpful staff. Wow! That's one call that fixes it all. Find our number online at roscommonautorecyclers.com. Don't wait. Program our number into your phone now, so when you need us, we'll be there. Roscommon Auto Recyclers. We do it all.
Trying to navigate your insurance needs on your own is scary. Do you have the right coverage? Unfortunately, you won't know until you need it, and that's when you find that you aren't protected as you thought. Cornell Insurance in Grayling takes the guesswork and worry out of insurance. We meet with you face to face, ask the right questions, then find the right insurance coverage that's custom fit just for you. And when you need us, we're right here on Huron Street in Grayling. Cornell Insurance, over 100 years of serving our communities. CornellInsurance.com.
Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord is proud to help you tackle every season with total confidence. Whether you hit the trails in a rugged Silverado or explore Northern Michigan in a fuel-efficient Equinox, Wernig has the perfect Chevy for you. The Wernig Quick Lube conveniently keeps you on the road, and if something more serious happens, the award-winning service department will find the problem and fix it fast. Visit ChevyCentral.com or in Gaylord at Jim Wernig Chevy. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And JC, just a few things we want to touch upon here before we either head into an interview
Well,
or
we're going
head
to do
out.
this interview, from with Coach Bauman,
But I wanted to mention a couple of 1,000-point scorers were celebrated this past week. Aubrey Hiller of Manton, congratulations to her. She's only a junior.
Right.
And got 1,000 points, so great
my
job.
arm would
there.
be sore.
Aubrey, I know. And a real cool story, Joe Gaffney from Charlevoix got his 1,000-point. Joe was one of those kids involved in the accident of the van.
Yeah, the golf team
The golf
accident,
team,
yep.
yes. And he got his 1,000 points. So congratulations.
Good for him because he missed half a year, right?
Oh, yeah. So an amazing comeback story there. And also at Center Ice in Traverse City, a huge tournament going on the past few days.
Yeah, if you're a rink rat, you might want to look at going over to Center Ice today.
12 games yesterday, 10 more today.
Yeah, I think it's $7 to get in, and you can see a lot of great high school hockey teams.
All the hockey you can take in.
Or if you want to get in your car and see the absolute cream of the crop for high school basketball in the state of Michigan, it's happening at East Kentwood High School. And you got time to do it because the first game starts at 3 o'clock. And that's my alma mater, Birmingham Brother Rice. They're now ranked 6th. Because they lost to Rockford
in overtime
and Toledo Jesuit in double overtime, by the way.
Yeah.
They're going to play Grand Rapids Northview, who's ranked number 7. That's at 3. At 4:45, our buddies Wayne Memorial, who went to the state finals last year, are ranked number 3. They're playing number 5 Muskegon. At 6:30, Detroit the turd in the punch bowl, number 15, Detroit King is playing is playing number 4 East Kentwood. That's the lousy game.
Yeah.
And then at 8:15, the number 1 ranked East Lansing, defending state champion East Lansing, is playing number 2 Rockford, who you've seen.
Great matchup.
That's $10 for 4 great games. I don't know. I'm sure the MHSAA will have some of these games on the website.
Yes.
I might be popping in there while I'm watching some high school, college, professional playoff football.
Right.
So, I've never seen anything like this before.
Oh, to get those top teams in one gym is just amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Let's flip over to the interview. Rich.
All right, Coach Doug Bauman after the victory against Alpena on Thursday night. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Michigan Trailers right here in Traverse City. Rich Calkins along with head coach Doug Bauman. And, Coach, you never know how a team's going to respond after an emotional win against Traverse City Central just the other night, 2 nights ago. But overall, the team, played a real scrappy Alpena team and a nice performance with a big 79-55 win.
Yeah, coming in, we kind of were, Coach Root and I were worried about the lag. Coming into this game after a big win against Central and the day off, some changes within the team as well. So we came in knowing that we needed.
This has been the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord, dedicated to the best customer service and the best offers. Join us next Saturday at 10 with host Rich Calkins. Nobody loves high school sports like Up North Sports Radio.
WGRY in Grayling is a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network. Powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude. 101.1 WGRY.
Hi folks, Jim Jeffries for Michigan Trailers in Traverse City, Northern Michigan's value leader in utility trailer sales. Winter is the perfect time to make sure your trailer is ready for a hard day's work or a fun run in the snow. For a limited time, we're offering a special axle service including bearings and repack for just $129 per axle. This includes a complete 22-point safety inspection for your added peace of mind. Call now for an appointment. We book up fast at 231-943-4007 or visit us online at michigantrailer.com.
If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most
most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com.
On all of those three. I knew what my answers were. I have them written right down here on my rundown, and they were opposite of everything Greg Hessen says. It's amazing I consider him a friend, disagreeing with him as much as I do. But majority rules number one, the way the game works is we have a topic. If Greg and I agree, that's the majority. There's no need for any other input. If Greg and I disagree, you guys have to break the tie. Number one was you should trade Jared Goff if he won't restructure his contract. I said yes, you should. If he won't restructure, Greg says no. What do you say? Break the tie. Number two, you must accept one of the following. You get a winter that's 1 month shorter every year in exchange for Michigan being a hurricane zone, or you get a winter that's 1 month longer each year in exchange for Michigan